handed it to me. I was I stuck it behind another page. I couldn't find it. Like, where is it? And I had downloaded a copy of it off the net today, but I look at that on my iPad.
Of course it's backwards.
See how that's out of line a little bit? Dang it. Haven't seen you for a while, Carol.
I've been in Montana.
Oh, okay.
For the
That's
winter.
kind of hard to get here for that.
For the summer,
You've been attending online?
Yes, I have.
Oh, all right.
When you got back
great.
from Greece, you had COVID.
That's right. Very mild.
Oh, good.
I had it very mild too. Just a couple of days of misery and not too bad.
Almost everybody that's getting that COVID vaccination I know of.
Neither have I. It was the first time for me about a month ago.
Everybody I know that got the COVID vaccination got a big response. Got hit. So I haven't gotten it yet. You didn't? Not bad. Well, when I went for my flu, they didn't have the COVID thing yet. So I thought I'd hold off. Maybe I'll go Monday or something like that. I'm a little reluctant to hey, I haven't seen you guys for a while either. How's that
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Las Cruces. My name's Rich Richens. I'm a member of the Board of Trustees, and I get to read you your announcements this morning. There are quite a few of them, including a couple that are not on your order of service, so listen up. Okay, the first one is regarding the Covenant Group Workshop. First off, if you are not a member of a covenant group, they're one of the most powerful things that this church and this organization has. They're great. I've belonged to one for, like 15 years. It's just wonderful. So if you're interested in joining one, there's going to be a get-together on Saturday, September 28th at 10 o'clock in the RE Great Room. It should last about 2 hours, and you can learn everything there is to know and maybe find yourself a wonderful covenant group to participate in. Next is the Death Cafe. The next meeting for the Death Cafe is this Thursday, that's September 19th, from 6:30 to 8 p.m., and that's going to be in the lobby out here. The Death Cafe is a chance to sit together and share feelings about death and dying. The focus is on listening to others who are sharing their grief, and everybody is welcome. The next eating out is this Friday, September 20th at 5:30. And this month's get-together is going to be at the Walk and World, 519 East Bouts Road. We're going to order from the menu and not from the buffet. So if you go in, you're going to sit down and not get the buffet thing. You want to make reservations with Janet Martinique, and her email address is on the order of service. Pride sign up. Pride is Saturday, October 5th at the Downtown Plaza. We will be participating in both the parade and we'll also have a table. If you are interested in participating in either one, there's a brightly colored sign-up table in the foyer, and you can go out and sign up after the service today. And you can also get pronoun stickers at the table, so show your support. Tombaugh Gallery is currently showing works by 3 different artists. All have each shown their works for years at galleries throughout the Southwest. We have Laurel Weathersby. Her focus is primarily in watercolors. Kay Gross creates beautiful art glass that's often reminiscent of nature. And Lynn Unangst art. She does hand-woven garments and spirit-minder dolls. So definitely you want to go check it out. And there'll also be a special get-together on October 4th. It's the first Friday of the month, and even though they've kind of done one little announcement or artist speak before, we're going to do another one, a second one on October 4th, so don't miss that. We have a free little pantry, lives outside, and the funds to fill the pantry are running low, and this is because the Social Justice Committee decided to donate $1,000 to the victims of the Ruidoso fire. So they find that the pantry money fund is a little bit low, and so please consider donating to that fund. You can also do in-kind contributions, and there are a whole bunch of examples of the sorts of things that they're looking for on the back of your order of service. So, okay. Please help the UU Church sponsor the Las Cruces Tents for Rents program. If you contribute through the church here, the church actually gets credit. If you do it online, apparently the church doesn't get the same credit, even though the money goes in the same place. But we like to see lots of dollar signs in front of our church's donations, show just how active we are in the community. So these donations help to pay for tents for Camp Hope, which is just a unique resource to help homeless individuals in our community. So during the past year, Camp Hope has provided over 16,000 nights of safe shelter to people. So become a part of that and contribute a little bit of money to help pay for a tent so you can help out a fellow human being. The UU Church is hosting a tree planting on October 5th. So this is going to happen in a couple of parts. One part of this will be hosting the planters who will need help setting up and then cleaning up, and that's going to be it's an all-day thing, 7 in the morning till 5 p.m. And we have some volunteers already, but there's room for more. If you're interested, contact James Caulfield. Is James here today?
I don't think so.
Don't see him here today. The second part is actually planting the trees on our campus, and that's going to happen between 9 o'clock and 1 p.m., also on the 5th of October. And volunteers are welcome. You get to dig some holes and plant some trees, and later on we'll come back and do some irrigation work and keep them alive. Greg White is the person to talk to about the tree planting on the campus, and remember James Caulfield is the one to talk about for the community-wide event. And we got one more. The Animal Advocates Ministry thanks those of you who signed the letter to the NIH urging the release of the remaining 26 chimpanzees caged at Holloman Air Force Base. So if you have not yet signed that letter, you may do so. Go talk to Dave Steele at the end of the service. He'll be set up in the lobby. And then This isn't really an announcement, but it seemed appropriate. On September 11th, 2001, the world witnessed a profound tragedy as lives were lost in the horrible attacks that changed the entire world and shook the very core of our humanity. We remember with deep sorrow and respect the thousands of individuals who perished that fateful day, along with their families and loved ones who continue to grieve. Their stories, from the heroes in uniform to the ordinary citizens caught in the chaos, reflect a tapestry of lives cut short, but marked by extraordinary courage and resilience. Let's all please just take a moment to honor their memory as we remain committed to cherishing the values of unity and compassion that bind us together. Thank you.
Oh, on the piano. You said under.
Buenos dias. This month's theme song is A Place for You by Melanie DeMore. And if you were here last week or saw it online, you've already learned this song. And we're going to do it again. And as a reminder, we're going to sing together the first line as the melody. And then we'll sing it again, but this time harmonize. And what Catherine Massey, our choir director, calls it no fault harmony. And that means if you just pick a note, and if it sounds good, yay, go with it. And if it doesn't sound good, pick another one. So that's always a lot of fun. So we'll try it right now. Spirit made a place for you where everything is new. Let's try it again. Sing it with the melody. Just the melody. Spirit made a place for you where everything is new. Now we harmonize. Spirit made a place for you where everything is new. Now the next line will just be the same, but with love. Love has made a place for you where everything is new. Spirit made a place for you where everything is new. And now with grace. Grace has made a place for you where everything is new. Grace has made a place for you where everything is new. And now we all just come in whenever we want and sing whatever part we want. Want to try it? Cacophony? Yes. Spirit made a place for you. Spirit made a place for you where everything Thank you.
Good morning. Welcome to the Sunday service for the Unitarian Universalist Church of Las Cruces. Whether you're a regular here or visiting us for the first time, or viewing this service via our streaming media, we hope you find some measure of enrichment or fulfillment here today. Please allow me a brief moment to acknowledge those who are responsible for this morning's service, beginning with our greeters, Jack Welch, Jane Ash, and Greg White, along with the two ladies who created our stunning chalice table, Diane Lee and Jillian Lang. Our minister, the Reverend Thompson, will be in the pulpit today. I am Katie Fitzgerald, your service associate. Rich Richards is backing up our hymns on the piano, and the rubber band will be our guest musicians this morning, as Catherine, our music director, is away at Women's Spirit. Kelly Ingram is our director of religious education and will be sharing Time for All Ages a little bit later. On the tech side, we have Elwin Nunn on the camera, and Mike Yazko not only created the slides, but will be manning the YouTube interface as well as the soundboard. The Finance Committee is providing the goodies for our hospitality after the service. On behalf of all the aforementioned individuals and groups, may I say we are delighted you could join us this morning. We kind of worried about the size of the crowd because a lot of our ladies are away at Women's Spirit, but wow, it's wonderful that we could fill the sanctuary. We here at the UUCLC are striving to become a beloved community. We embrace diversity in all its forms. Everyone is welcome. Unitarian Universalism has no creed nor dogma. We are a covenant-based church, meaning that we agree to live in relationship with each other according to the Unitarian Universalist principles and our congregation's covenant of right relations. You can learn more about our church and check the events calendar at our website, uuchurchlc.org. If you are visiting us today in the sanctuary, we would like to meet you. Please stand, wait a moment while we get the microphone to you, and then introduce yourself. Let us know where you're from. Do we have any visitors today? It seems like, oh, yes we do, yay.
Okay. Hi, I'm Becky Semler. I just bought a house in Silver City, so I will be moving there soon. I just sold my house in Rhododendron, Oregon, and moved here. I'm staying with Carol until I move to Silver City.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, we just got Sam, Karuna, and Marie with us today. Let's say hi.
Let's say hi to our Sam, Karuna, and Marie. Yay. Well, we'll miss them at fellowship after the service. We want all of you to join us just down the foyer, down to the RE building. It's too bad that we can't find a way to our YouTube visitors to kind of do the Star Trek thing and come into the great room. But anyway, just a reminder, hospitality this morning is sponsored by the Finance Committee. Silver City isn't that far, so we hope that you will return many times to join our service here at on Sunday mornings. For our chalice lighting this morning, I have a piece by Leah Derland Jones. As we light this flame, we remember friends and loved ones near and far, and we give thanks. As the fire burns brightly, we open our minds and hearts to new ways of being, and we feel alive. As the room glows with warmth and kindness, we extend our circle ever wider to welcome those who want to come in, and we know love.
My opening words this morning are from my colleague, the Reverend Bruce South. The Free Church welcomes seekers of truth, restless souls, and lovers of wisdom. The liberal church challenges its members to grow and demands that society enlarge its compassion and its deeds of justice. This church is both a free church and a liberal church. Weak and strong we come. Humble and proud we come. Bruised and jubilant we come. Dreamers and doers we come. Mystics and prophets. Wonderfully we gather together, each of us unique. We pause this hour to be refreshed and to be strengthened. We give thanks for such an extraordinary blessing, for our futures are in our hands. I invite you now to stand as we join in saying our covenant together, and then we'll sing the doxologies in English and in Spanish. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve others in community, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with creation. Thus we covenant with one another.
Good morning, church. Good morning, Kelly. Can I just say quickly, let us all remember that the sound of children in the church is much better than the sound of no children in the church. Thank you. And I believe I have maybe a helper this morning to help me turn the pages of my book. Would anybody like to help? No pressure. If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. Oh, Ray Little, thank you. Wonderful. This morning's book is titled, Pass It On. Open that for me. Yep. Pass it on. Okay. When you see something terrific, smile a smile and pass it on. If you chance upon a chuckle, he, and pass it on. If something happens that's amazing, whoop it up and pass it on. Should you spot a thing of wonder, jump for joy and pass it on. With all the smiles you have made and the joy you have spread about, you'll find the world's a little nicer and those smiles a little brighter. Sometimes the fun and glee aren't in their usual place, but search around. There's always some. A hum, a hug, a happy face. So when the sky is gray and rainy, you'll know just what to do. Grab your wellies and your coat, splash a smile, and pass it on. If you feel a little lonely, don't let that worry you. Just branch out. See who's there. Find some fun and pass it on. And when you least expect it, like a bolt out of the blue, a smile or a chuckle will be passed right back to you. Enjoy that happy moment. Let that feeling fill you up. Then, almost. Have a ball. Raise the roof. Kick your heels and pass it on. Thank you. Thank you.
Please rise in body or spirit and join us in hymn number 404. What gifts can you bring?
What My talk is about, first of all, the news of where are we? Where we are is that our budget per year is about $340,000, of which we get about $240,000 in pledging, thank you. The other $100,000 we make up in various and sundry ways. You recall the auction, I'm sure you remember that. Most recently we had the biannual garage sale. We also passed the hat for projects like the handicap parking and in past years, the restoration of the stained glass window. Stewardship has lots of aspects to it. Our program, of course, is the fall program, the pledge drive, which is our big thing. And that's what we're here to talk about today. The other things, of course, are the auction. We take gifts. We have gifts from artists. We have quite a few of those, by the way. And we have gifts from people who passed on, left us parts of their estate. Currently, I know of 3 church members who have given us all their earthly possessions upon death. Another is putting us in for an annual amount after death. Anyway, that being what it is, I'd like to talk about the most important part, and that's time and talent. I graduated from Purdue University. I have a degree in finance and economics. I was a lobbyist for 10 years. I've done a lot of grant writing. When I went to Washington, I worked for 700 colleges and universities, and when they fired me, I was working for 2,200 colleges and universities. We grew our organization. We grew it by doing this and that, by spending time together and putting our shoulders together to the wheel. And this church does that. Those of you who were here last Sunday probably recall the joyous moments we had when Linda asked the group to shout out the committees that they belong to. We appreciate all of that work that you do, all of it. Up in the corner there is Mr. Nunn. He is the godfather of time and talent. That man is here all the time, and we can count on him all the time. I myself were on several committees, and I heard good news from Rich about the covenants and what's coming up with that. I'm a proud member of the Snowbirds because Susan and I try not to be here in the summer. The covenant groups are fantastic, and if you don't belong, I suggest that you look into it. I came to UU because I was brought up in a very quirky religion, actually. I was a Christian Scientist. I was born into that organization. And when, at an Easter time in Washington, my family came to visit, and my wife refused to go to the Christian Science Church. And instead, she went to the UU Church on Arlington Boulevard. Well, the next week, I figured, well, that's it. You know, Easter's over. She'll be back. We'll be able to go to the zoo. Nope. She was going back to church, and she took my little girls with her. Well, I used to have been taking them to the zoo every Sunday, and I didn't like this. And she said, well, you know, you can come along. You can sit in the car. I said, well, you could drive home and get me. She said, no way. You're either going to sit in the car and read your newspaper, or you're going to come in and learn something. And anyway, I decided to come in. Well, she wouldn't sit with me because she was an RE and with our kids. So I was there alone waiting for lightning to hit me for going into the church of all of these crazy agnostic, God knows what they are, but they weren't Jesus-fearing, that's for sure. Anyway, that's my story. I use my time and talent to bring money to the church. Katie, behind me, and I have brought over $500,000 in soft money. And our work continues. We're spending some time with the municipal redevelopment area of which our church is in. We spent 3 nights this week chatting with the city about the potential for improving this really shabby neighborhood. And I told them that, at least for now, until you guys decide you want to move, we're dedicated to helping and improving this area. All right, with that, I'm telling you what I do. I'm on the Facilities Committee, I'm on the Caring and Sharing Committee, I do hospitality, I'm on the Finance Committee, and I'm chair of the Stewardship Committee. And I go to the Covenant Group. Dave Rice, tell me what you do for the church. And why? And no money, don't tell me about this.
Well, of course, I do what I'm told, but I work with Steve and Charlie and others on the Facilities Committee, and I'm also involved in chairperson of the Social Justice Committee. But in emphasizing time and talent, I wanted to emphasize 2 other things: trust and teamwork. Because we, like in the committee, we mentioned Elwin, for example. I mean, Elwin has one job or task that he likes to do involving social justice, and he goes to the J. Paul Taylor Center to help with food preparation and helping young men prepare for life. But in my participation, what I borrow from, and I've said this before, is words of Mother Teresa. I can do things you cannot. You can do things I cannot. Together, we can do great things. And I've asked Mike to put this up because it exemplifies some of that. Now, some of us helped make the boards that covered somebody's stone went through the window. And so we had to make do. Oh, sorry. We had to make do. So somebody, probably Charlie or Steve, convened a group to go out there and panel over the thing. Of course, that would look pretty shabby. My solution was paint it white. Well, in a UU spirit of turning something negative into positive, we came up with this, which is welcoming. Many of you may have seen it. Some of you may have seen it for the first time here. Happily, as was mentioned earlier with gifts, we were able to remove the panels. We've saved them. But at the same time, to cover the window with something that's a little more rock-proof. And so through our various collaborations, we made this into a more beautiful thing, made it back into something. But we all have talents we can give. We have to trust each other that we're all trying to do something for our church and for our community. So hopefully I've said enough.
Anyway, the Rev is going to talk to you about money, but I wanted to stress to you that time and talent is so important. It's the excitement that's in this church. It's the activities. It's the camaraderie. It's the friendship. It's the love. That's what's important. May I have the ball, please?
Well, maybe you can.
Yeah, okay. You guys got so much stuff here. Thank you. Keep it up. Come on, keep it up. Come on, keep it up. All right. Whoa! I was going to finish by doing it to the little kids, but anyway, thank you so much.
Mike, am I on? A word of explanation, and I'm ringing. I hope you get the ringing out of my voice. Thank you. When I thought about doing the music for this service, I called a bunch of our musicians together, and I realized that the number in the group changes. When we got together last Monday, there were 6 of us.
Then there were 5. Then there were 3. Then there was 4, adding Rich in. And then Mark Courtney came back in. So we are, what, 5 now? Thank you. That's the reason I decided the best way to describe who we are is that we are a rubber band. Okay, for our anthem, we elected a song that you're very familiar with, but we're going to give it a little bit different of a treatment. If everybody is ready. Rich? Shift gears, change hats, whatever the right. The preacher said, "Let's walk," and the congregation said, "Amen." The preacher said, let's talk. And the congregation said, amen. The preacher said, let's sing. And the congregation said, amen. Sort of. The preacher said, let's pray. And the congregation said, amen. And the preacher said, let's pay. And the congregation said, let's walk. Money is a taboo topic in our culture. I've heard Unitarian Universalists happily and unselfconsciously discuss such topics as sex, birth control, death and dying, their therapy, their alcoholism, and other very personal topics. But it's still not okay to ask somebody how much money they make. And I don't think I've ever heard any of us comparing or discussing our income and our budgets. There is a reason for that. Money is a powerful symbol of our culture. Money is, in effect, a life essence. Our culture pays us money for our time, for our experience, for our minutes and hours of our precious lives. And that is why the way we spend our money reflects our values, or at least it should. If I want to know where my values lie, I look in my checkbook. I may say I believe in something, but unless I put my money and time behind it, it's just conversation. Our stewardship committee is comprised of every one of you. Our stewardship role is to pay attention to all of the church's resources and future, not just our money. Our job is to build and maintain a brighter beacon of hope and love for the dignity and worth of every living being. Toward that goal, we commit our time, talent, and treasure. A few minutes ago, Steve talked about how we give our time and talent. These gifts both reduce our costs and build our programs. If you have time and talent to spare, please join in. Still, a significant part of stewardship is our annual quest for pledges for the upcoming year, better known as our fall pledge drive. Of course, the annual drive is more than seeking pledges from its members and friends of the church. It's also an opportunity for people to talk to each other about your church, what you appreciate, the people you appreciate, and their dream, and what your dreams are for the future. So this morning I want to focus on the drive as the time for us to use, those of us who believe in Unitarian Universalism and this congregation, to put our money to work for who we are now and for our common dreams. It is an opportunity for us to feel good because we can make a significant contribution to our dream of religious community for ourselves and our neighbors. and to make a significant contribution to a world where there is respect for the personhood of all and the interdependence of life of which we are a part. Your pledge will help your church provide a place for ourselves, our children, and friends to grow in respect and integrity and hospitality and in love. Our future is in our hands. How much should you give? Well, let's talk about that for a minute. This is, after all, a sermon on the amount. Testing your Bible knowledge there. Like most Unitarian Universalists, I consider myself an independent thinker. I like to think that I have no need to compare myself to my neighbors and how well they get things done, unless they get things done in a way far better than I do. When that happens, I want to learn something from them. Well, folks, the data is in again. What it shows is that all, yes, all, other denominations support their congregations better than Unitarian Universalists do. While this may be surprising or maybe a little shocking, it explains some mysteries. I've always wondered how it is that denominations with obviously lower median incomes, household incomes, have more resources and programs than we do. Now I find out the answer is simple. They give more money. Could it be that they are more generous than we are? Now, don't fall into the excuse that they give more to protect themselves so they won't go to hell, because that just isn't true. They give more because they believe in their church's ministries and missions. Fundamentalists, who tend to be at the lower end of the income list, contribute an average of 7.5% of their income to their churches. Mainline Protestants, like the Methodists and the Baptists and the Lutherans and the like, give in the neighborhood of 4%. Unitarian Universalists, who are at the upper end of the income list, fall dead last, 1%. We can do better than that. Goodness. I wanted to believe that it was because committed liberals that we were contributing to a lot of other causes, like UUSC, to disaster relief whenever it happens, to the NAACP, libraries, public radio. By the way, I worked in public radio for a long time, and I learned we made our money the old-fashioned way. We begged for it. I'm begging today. I found out that even with all of our contributions to other causes, we still only give about 1.6% of our income, which is about where the Episcopalians are. They're the next one up on the bottom of the list. I know that this low level of giving doesn't apply to many of you. I celebrate that. I also know that if more of us gave at the percentage of the Methodists, 3 to 5%, our congregation would have more resources to proclaim, promote, spread this faith that our world so desperately needs. So today, during our annual opportunity to support this congregation, I want to quote John Wolfe. You may not know that name. He's the retired minister of who built the largest Unitarian Universalist church in the denomination in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He says, there's only one reason to join a Unitarian Universalist church: to support it. That speaks of commitment, putting our money where our values are. That speaks of living our dreams into reality. Our future is in our hands. Your pledge to this congregation is the voice of your dreams for this church. In a few minutes, pledge cards will be passed out, and you will have a chance to deposit your generous pledge in a basket that I've put out there someplace, and which Steve will immediately find. But anyway, I'm not done yet. You don't have to get ready. We have such good greeters. They just are so eager. This year, you have an opportunity to support your dreams and help your church fulfill your mission in some very exciting ways. In this coming year, 2025, which is the budget we're pledging to support, a search committee will be recruited they're actually going to work to recruit a contract minister to replace me come August 1st. A building committee will consider the feasibility of constructing a larger sanctuary. Your Sunday Services Committee may plan how to conduct 2 services until a new facility can be available. And the Facilities Committee will continue to restore and beautify our facilities and our campus. Our future is in your hands. So I have a story. May or may not be relevant. Many of you who have flown into Denver during the days of the old Stapleton Airport. How many of you? Okay, when you fly in, you look like you're heading right into the mountain. And then you turn and land, if I remember right. Because they're so close to the mountains, frequently they have to cancel flights. Well, this happened on one occasion. There was a long line of people waiting to get their flights changed. And there was one young woman who was taking care of them as efficiently as she could when a distinguished-looking businessman in a suit walked past the line, put his ticket down, said, "I need to be out of here first." The young woman kept working with the people over here. He got a little more angry. "Did you hear me? I need to be out of here next." She keeps working with the people over here. Young lady, do you know who I am? The clerk picks up the microphone, keys it. Does anybody know who this gentleman is? He doesn't seem to know who he is. He stormed off. After that, the line moved just as slowly, but the people felt a lot better about the whole thing. It made the process easier. May the stewardship committee, may you make this process easier. Our future is in your hands. You can do it. If each of us chooses to give at that 3 to 5% level or higher, commensurate with our annual income, we can do it. But just in case you have your doubts, I'll share a story of an alternate fundraising approach that I do not recommend, but I'm going to share it anyway. There were 2 evil, conniving brothers. They were rich, and they used their money to keep their evil ways out of the public eye. They regularly attended and supported their church and looked like perfect citizens. Then their minister retired, and a new one was called, who not only could see right through the brothers' deceptions, but she also spoke well and true, and the congregation started to swell in numbers. In fact, a capital campaign was started to create an expanded building. In the midst of the campaign, just when success of the campaign was in doubt, one of the evil brothers died. The remaining brother sought out the new minister the day before the funeral and handed her a check, a large check, a check for the amount needed to finish the campaign. I have only one condition, he said. At the funeral, you must say, my brother was a saint. The minister, reluctantly, I must admit, gave her word and immediately deposited the check. The next day at the funeral, the minister did not hold back. It's as if she had forgotten her agreement. He was an evil man, she said. He was an unscrupulous businessman. He cheated on his wife. He abused his family. And after going on in this vein for some time, staring into the eyes of the remaining, now fuming brother, she concluded with, but compared to his brother, he was a saint. I know you give to this congregation for various reasons, all of them valid. So all need to be celebrated. Ask yourself questions like, what does this church mean to you? How much is it worth for me? What could it mean to my neighbors and my friends if they knew this community existed? What would this area be like if our values, our value of respect and concern, our value of acceptance and inclusion, our value of truth-seeking and truth-telling, what would this area be like if these values were universal. Our future is in our hands. I think I will stop there.
We value and are grateful for the many contributions of your time, talent, and treasure, as they are a tangible commitment to the mission and vision of the UUCLC. As a result, your support is entwined with all that we believe and all that we do here together. The church is continuing its support for those organizations identified by our Social Justice Committee and our Change for Change program. We take your change, we take checks. In the memo line, if you go C for C, meaning Change for Change. Also, you can go to the website, and in the members, there's a place to do an electronic donation. This quarter, which will end in a few weeks, the recipient is Cats Meow, which is a no-kill shelter for cats. So please give generously. In this spirit of trust and generosity, the greeters will pass among you to accept the offering.
fun. Oh, I have closing words I'm supposed to say here. Because of all who came before, we are. In spite of their failings, we believe. Because of and in spite of the horizons of their vision, we too dream. May the comfort of this, our beloved community, continue to empower our dreams into being. Our future is in our hands. We get to stand up, or you get to stand up. I guess I do too. Anyway, we're going to sing our final hymn, which is 168 if you have a book, or not, it'll be up there. One more step.
Join me as we extinguish the flame. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, nor the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Oh, I didn't put it out. Can you put out the flame now that we've extinguished it? I forgot my job. Thank you. I think we're going to play again. I hope so.
Oh, we meet with the darkness that's bright.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. As fast as possible, right? Mike, I think I'm still on.